But as well as oil, there are other riches now becoming accessible with the melting of Greenland's ice, including the discovery in the mountains behind Narsark of elements vital to modern technology known as rare earths. Rare earths are used in everything from iPhones to laser-guided missiles, and China now controls 95% of the world's supply, with enormous security implications. This desolate plateau is what all the excitement is about, and it has the potential to fundamentally shift global markets. It's called Kvanefjeld, and the experts say that up to 23,000 metric tons of rare earths could be extracted here each year for the next 23 years. The problem is that rare earths are often laced with uranium, and with uranium mining being such a divisive issue here in Greenland, the Australian company that wants to start operations here has already met with some fierce opposition.
So this is a country where the environmental concerns are put in the hands of industry, international industry. And people don't care because they don't understand.
One of the country's best-known authors, Finn Linge, is despondent about the future for southern Greenland. For several years, Finn spearheaded anti-mining campaigns aimed at blocking controversial projects like the one at Kvanefjeld, which he claims do not have enough environmental safeguards.
When the Australian company time and again talks about the environmental side of it and say that there will be no problems here and there, and this has been examined. Yeah, it's examined by them, but it has not been examined by those who have been asked by our own system to do so.
What bothers Finn the most is the extreme nature of the risks mining poses to the township of Narsark in the valley below. The pristine mountain streams bursting with meltwater pour into the fjord, carrying what Finn believes is an unacceptable risk of contamination from uranium tailings.
The stupidity of it! Oh! I'm glad I'm not going to see the Greenland that comes.
Rare earth elements, it's a term used to describe a group of 17 metals, most of which most of us never heard of. China mines most of it for the world's technology industry, more than 95%. The rest is being mined in the United States, in Estonia, in India, in Malaysia, and in Brazil in South America. Those are just a few of the countries where the metals can be found. Mining them is not only complex but also costly, so many countries are cautious. That may change, however, as demand for these metals is rising. They're a key to the production of a long list of modern-day technologies, like smartphones, like electric and hybrid cars, like common computer monitors and televisions. Even military hardware is on the list, like guided missile systems.
Okay, they are these elements that are used in all the stuff that we need in our daily lives. Take neodymium, for instance. It's used in everything from medical imaging equipment to wind power turbines to skin cancer medication to cigarette lighters. And that's just one of 17 rare earth elements. Altogether, they make up critical bits of our LCD screens, our mobile phones, our computers, and our sources of renewable energy. Right now, China provides about 95% of all of our rare earth elements. We need 136,000 tons of this stuff per year right now. But in just 2 years, we're going to need 185,000 tons. We're burning through our supply, and mining it as quickly as we need is kind of destroying China's environment.
And then there's the environment. Rare earth mining in the U.S. has not always had a clean record. In 1996, a ruptured pipeline at the Mountain Pass mine leaked 300,000 gallons of contaminated water into surrounding lands. Cleanup cost millions of dollars. This raises a conundrum for environmentalists waiting for the green technology revolution, says Jack Lifton.
You want a green future. You want to go on the path to a green future. That path starts at a mine. The first step in the supply chain for the green world is the mine. And people who have knee-jerk reaction, well, mining is evil, mining is bad, mining is dirty, then forget green. Your world will be black.
Mark Smith says Molycorp, which acquired the mine after the leak, is now working with 18 different regulatory agencies to ensure the mine is up to environmental standards. He also points out it is the cost of doing environmentally correct business that makes U.S. operations so much more expensive than China's, where standards have been notoriously lax. Recycling rare earths may provide some relief in the short term, particularly for defense applications which use smaller quantities. But Lifton and others say finding alternative technologies is a long shot because of the unique properties rare earths offer. Molycorp hopes its Mountain Pass mine will be producing about 20,000 tons of rare earths a year by 2012. But that is only a fraction of what is expected to be 150,000 ton a year demand. The unknown here is how much China will still be producing and how much it will share.
Without these deposits, we simply don't advance.
Even in Canada's frigid Northwest Territories, geologist Chris Peterson says he can feel the heat. It will be years of permitting and construction before any rare earths from under this frozen landscape will make it to market.
周围许多溪水流入，但走到这个湖泊跟前，却发现这片浑浊的水面是个10平方公里的巨大废水池，周边工厂向这里排放处理17种稀土废水，水中没有鱼，也看不到水草。文章中说，离这片废水湖120公里处是巴岩奥包稀土矿，矿里的岩石稀土含量并不高，需要用化学酸水进行提取。而处理过稀土的废水里还有众多化学有毒物质和放射物质，这些物质会引发胰腺癌、肺癌和血癌。而现在那里方圆10里散发着刺鼻的气味，附近村民相继患上了癌症，村子里一排排棕色的房子都变成了废墟。四川环保人士陈彦飞表示，稀土提炼过程对环境的污染和破坏力极大，而这个项目的具体危害性是哪些专家的决策却都没有向老百姓公布。辐射危及包头周边及黄河问题，但包光尾矿坝的安全隐患和环境污染问题，据报道当时仍未得到有效缓解。
后置了 escape from reality. Open your eyes, look up to the skies and see.
中国环境报还提出，包头处于地层断裂带，如果出现大雨阵风、大规模降雨，至少有抗风险，包钢直通的生命安全将受到严重威胁。水况通过流入黄河，将对黄河造成严重污染。
Uranium. Isn't it like a chemical? Yeah, it's like a chemical, isn't it?
No, I don't know what it is.
Well, it's a country. No. It is like, isn't it like a bit like plutonium? Yeah. Is it? Like some sort of explosive or something like that. Uranium? Uranium? What's that? A nuclear thing. I don't know in English what it's called.
It's a nice thing, I might say. It's used for good and for bad.
That's the stuff that they make nuclear stuff out of?
Yeah, that's dangerous. Uranium? How you mean?
We have to be really, really careful because we are dealing with uranium. On the corner here is emergency services. On the right, this is where our big medical centre is. See the drums of uranium just in there in that sea container. We pour that black powder into those drums. They're 44-gallon drums or 205-litre drums, and we strap each one into those sea containers individually. We put 48 in a sea container, we seal it, we put these stickers on the outside, and it's ready to go down to Adelaide.
No one knows enough about it, you know, especially up here. They're not familiar because all that stuff's all new stuff to the people that are living up within this area. And when mining companies do come in to the towns to talk about and advise the communities of, you know, what's going to happen, they don't tell you the potential dangers of that mining. They tell you all the good things that's going to happen.
If you get this uranium and you bring it at the surface, the companies will make a sort of selection. The most active rocks will be sent to the uranium mill that will prepare yellow cake, uranium concentrate, but they will leave a lot of radioactive mud called tailings.
Tailings are in fact less radioactive and less dangerous than the materials from which they come, because the uranium oxide, as the uranium ore, has been extracted.
The absolute reality of tailings is that they contain 75 to 80% of the original radioactivity of the ore body.
Are you suggesting that we could have hard drives containing uranium in the future?
I'm saying in the future it might be possible. Whether anybody actually wants a hard drive with depleted uranium in it is an entirely separate issue. But from a does it work, yes or no perspective, the answer is in the future, yes, it might be able to work.
I think it's pretty unlikely that you will have uranium in computers. But what I do think is that compounds like this, again, make chemists think. And suddenly they'll realize, well, we could do something quite clever and get round the fact that we don't need to use uranium.
This is how I show my love.